Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. So since the last time you saw us, we've actually had about 3/10 inch of rain from a couple of passing thunderstorms. So that is wonderful. Things are looking a little bit happier this morning, and they're calling for more thunderstorms in the upcoming days. So hopefully by the time y'all see this, we'll have had even more rain than that. But we've got a busy day today. First thing this morning, it's time to get the chickens out of the yard. We've got to move them back into the pasture. They've been here long enough. They've started tearing up the ground pretty bad. So we're going to take them back to the pasture. Then we're going to be seeing what's left pick in the garden. So y'all just come enjoy the day with us.
I think where them wheels have got bent, it's got harder to pull. Good Lord. There we go. Feels like you got the brakes on.
Yeah, you should see it.
Is it the one on the upside?
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing's harder to move than it.
Well, it's because I think you're right. It's because them wheels are bent like they are. Yeah, I got one right here we may have to work on.
Well, they're moved for a little while. Our ground's so rocky and hard around here, it just gives you a run for more money trying to get that net in the ground. It can be a job sometimes.
I mean, that little chicken tractor, I'm going to say that's the best thing we've ever done.
It is. We just got to do some
We got to do,
tweaking.
yeah, to our little design. But now, what we're going to go do now, Mr. Lawson?
There it is. We're going to dig this tater fork out of my junk pile here. We shouldn't have a lot of potatoes.
I mean, unless we're surprised.
I mean, yeah, unless we're surprised. I can't see it being a whole lot, though.
Well, so if y'all remember from back in the spring, what was that, late March, early April, Andy did a little experiment out here beside the garden and planted potatoes like in a leaf pile. We're just seeing how they do.
Yep, we got that one to dig, and then we've got one spot right out here in the raised bed to dig. I will say them out there in the raised beds, I'm expecting them to be quite a bit better because the vines looked good most of the year, or most of the time they were growing. The worst part about these is early on a deer found them and nibbled all the leaves off the vine, so they got stunted back. But we might be surprised. We might find some pretty decent potatoes under there. Before we get started though, I want to show y'all our black-eyed peas are finally starting to run. See here? That one right there is about to grab a hold of the cane there. These squash, man, they've really come out, but most of them here, like this one, are wanting to run away from it. They're not wanting to stay up here to it. And ain't got quite long enough for me to keep them over there yet. But this little area is turning out pretty nice. I'm going to say once these start running up that, it's not going to take them long at all. They're going to be probably plumb up over the top. Megan, how you like my edging out through there?
I know, it looks nice.
Trying to keep that Bermuda grass from creeping back into this bed. Y'all, we have a terrible patch of Bermuda grass right there. And that stuff will just take over in this bed and this bed if you let it.
And a little update, Mr. Vole has not been back, knock on wood, since Andy put out, what was that stuff?
Volex.
Volex, and he planted these castor bean plants out here. So something, hopefully, has run them away.
Well, I crammed a ton of that Volex in the vole tunnels. I think I found it on Amazon.
Yep, so it's good enough for them.
So you can see the vines there, they're dead completely. So this, for anybody new that did not see us plant this, This was a mound of leaves that I vacuumed up off the yard with the lawnmower, and I took and dug down to the dirt in the pile and put potatoes in there and then let them come up and do their thing. The potato vines never looked great, like to what I would call looking great, but they did look good. So
Yeah, they
there's
weren't
definitely
terrible.
going to be some potatoes under there. Unless the Mr. Vole eat on them.
Yeah.
We'll see. So
There's a tater.
you're right on top of the ground.
Look
Look,
yonder. I'll be
they're
darned.
not big ones. Well, at least not yet. But
Well, were these supposed to get big?
I don't know. These are German butterballs. I actually remember what these were. I do not know how big a German butterball is supposed to get. Look at how dry that ground is under there.
I see it. And it just rained last night.
I guess that's it on that one.
Well, but that's all right. Look at there. That's some good little eating potatoes.
And another thing to note is these were never fertilized either. There's one. That one's rotten. That might have been the seed potato. Yeah, we never throwed no fertilizer by these.
Look at them pretty little potatoes. And the reason we were able to experiment with these is we had extras.
A lot extra.
Yeah, we had extra seed potatoes, so we just thought we would try it. You stabbed that one.
Did I?
Hey, I just seen one. There it is.
Yep.
That's a good size one. Oh, look at there. Tiger, why ain't you helping? You like to dig. There's a tater.
Nothing. I don't believe that no good. Well, where'd the potato go? There's one. The vole eat on that one, but it's done healed over. Look.
He got it.
Now he had a meal on that one.
Yep.
He ate that thing up.
Hey, you dug up a snake. Look yonder.
A snake?
Yeah.
That's what I felt bite my leg a while ago.
Shut up. It's just
There
a
you
little
go.
garden.
He's just one of them little garden
Yeah,
snakes.
he ain't gonna hurt nobody. Go on, little buddy.
That's one thing about a leaf pile.
The snakes.
Yes. I have seen a ton of snakes in these piles of leaves like it's right here. Or wood chips, either one. But right there's also something else you see a lot of.
Worms.
Worms. I think we're at the end of it.
Oh,
Oh,
right
there's
there.
one.
Yep, there's a vine. And some taters. There's a little
There's
one.
one. Why don't the vole eat all these?
I don't know.
That ain't really no good there. Because this would have been right in line with where he was running. I bet he eat every one of the potatoes over here.
I bet he did. Darned old bowl.
I'm not finding anything.
Right there's one, but it's been eat like bad.
Yep, I guarantee you he stayed over here in this corner and eat most of these. So the verdict is you can grow potatoes in leaf piles if you don't have a vole living in the leaf pile. I'm going to be disappointed if this raised bed over here don't have many of them because them vines look
Good for a long time.
they've just now died.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, they still got some green. Look, there's one.
Yeah, there's
I
some.
found me a pile here. Here we go. Oh, look.
Did he eat that one?
I think we can still use it, but
Yeah, I cut that out.
yes, he eat on it.
Now there's a pile under that little vine.
It was. That's why I said I bet you that vole
Done been through here having
done been
himself.
through here and got what he wanted at. There's that darn snake again, or a different one won.
Oh, I thought he left. Maybe he come back
I think
over
that's a
there.
different one. That ain't as big as the other one was.
No, he's not.
Look how he flattened out. Go on somewhere. Y'all ain't scared of snakes until they scare me.
Take you off
Yeah,
guard.
they catch you off guard and you ain't expecting to see it there, then you might jump back just a little bit. That potato there done been eat on. He must have got all the ones that was under that plant. Maybe that's why the vines never looked good, because they've been
nibbled on the whole time?
Getting nibbled on the whole time.
Right there's some. Right there's
See
some.
that? All right. Well, that's probably not all of them, but that's close enough. I don't plan on doing nothing else in this bed right here this year. We'll just let these leaves break down, and next spring we'll worry about planting something in it then.
Got almost a half a bushel off that little spot.
It's not bad.
No, it ain't.
Let's go out here and dig this other spot, and then we're done, and I see exactly what we need to be doing once we get these potatoes up.
Yep.
Those tomatoes.
Time to be picked.
I see red ones everywhere.
I may try to make some salsa today.
You gonna pick them grapes today too? Because they're ready.
Maybe. We'll see where the day leads me.
Y'all, I tell you, when it gets this time of year, it's easy to get overwhelmed, ain't it?
Oh yeah. Just take it one thing at a time.
It really is. All right. We ain't getting nothing done standing here thinking about it.
Good thing about potatoes is now they're done. I don't have to do nothing else to them.
Yeah, we can just put these up somewhere.
Yeah.
You'll probably put these in the house, won't you?
Probably. We've come out here to the raised beds now, and these are the vines that Andy was telling y'all about. And like he said, they just have died. We got really high hopes for these.
Yeah, it's not many there. I only stuck maybe, I don't know.
It wasn't few. It wasn't but a few.
But between that right there, I might have stuck in 7 or 8 little cut pieces of potato. Look.
There's a pile of them. Goodness gracious.
I wonder if these was the Austrian crescents too. Them
look.
don't look like them butterballs we just dug.
No, I bet they are. Because they're not round.
There's a pile of them under there. I'm pretty sure now that I see it, these are the Austrian crescent potatoes, and that right there is about as big as you see them. Look at this. That's nice. Hey, maybe we know what we need to put in this bed from now on.
Yeah, that's true.
You know why? Because them tomatoes right there
Are struggling.
are struggling. Beautiful.
There's a, there's a pile of them.
Look at this right here, though. This is the soil we've built in this bed. That is beautiful stuff.
I don't know what happened to him. He got legs and arms and everything else. Something got.
Something eating.
What is that? What's in there? Snails or something?
Huh. I've never seen that before.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
So y'all see that hole right there? Guys, there's snails down in that potato. At least they look like it, like right there. See that? All right. That was definitely the best so far out of these experimental potatoes.
Let's see. I think we pulled up maybe 6 vines.
So maybe I didn't plant as many as I thought I did.
6 or 7, I would say. Just looking at them. It wasn't many.
Look right here. Nice potatoes. Except for the one the snails was in, whatever that was.
We didn't really talk about this when we got up our other potatoes because they weren't dirty. But for them to store the best, don't wash them. Like, let that dirt dry and you can brush it off, but...
Yeah, do not wash them with water.
Yeah, don't wash them with water. Yeah.
Well,
they'll store a whole lot better.
We got 3 nice looking tomatoes off of these vines.
Yeah. They're coming though. It's got a bunch of green ones on it. The tomatoes have been extremely slow. I guess because of the weather.
They have. They have took so long this year to start ripening. Like we've usually had July 4th when tomatoes usually are rocking and rolling?
Right around it or a little after. I mean, usually, yeah, I'm drowning in tomatoes right about now.
Here we are just a few weeks later and are just now starting to get
I've got one here and there, but yeah.
Before we get started picking tomatoes, I want to give y'all just a quick update on what I have done out here where the corn was. So since you last saw, We have planted 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 rows of black oil sunflowers right there. And then this is 2 rows of Honey Select sweet corn. Never before have we ever planted corn really past July 4th. So I think we're going to have plenty of time for it to make as long as the weather's right on it. But I'm really going to be interested in seeing if this makes. This was, like I said, just something that we're trying to do just so we can have some fresh corn as late in the season as possible to eat on. So, you know, if it doesn't make, it doesn't make. It's no big deal. You see behind me here, our cucumbers, the disease has just flat wiped out these cucumbers. I mean, it's awful.
They look like late summer cucumbers.
Yeah, our cucumbers usually look like this for like what, around August?
Mm-hmm.
Late July, August?
I only got cucumbers for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks when they really started putting off, and then it's like they just...
I think it's because we got such bad heat so early on.
They cooked. Yeah, they cooked.
It caused the disease to really come in and wipe them out. And, you know, we didn't really ever treat them for any type of disease or anything. So we got all the cucumbers we really needed for the pickles and stuff you was going to make. But
I'd like to make a few more jars of dill pickles, but it'll be all right.
Yeah, well,
I still got some from last year. We were blessed with an abundance last year, and so...
Well, just like these tomatoes.
Yeah.
I want to show y'all a awful sight. Now, a lot of these out here are looking better, but boy, the blight flat out took these tomatoes. I mean, it done a number on them. I talked to Greg at House Tools, and he told me to spray them with copper, so I got me some, and I've sprayed them once so far, and I need to probably spray them again, because I think you're supposed to do it about every 7 to 10 days. But you can see the new growth on these are looking great, so I'm gonna keep spraying them. And these are San Marzanos, and they are an heirloom tomato, so that's why they're so susceptible to disease and everything and to the blight. But man, I tell you what, they didn't do nothing like this last year.
No, we didn't have any trouble with it. Like they did really good.
Right there. Yeah, we didn't have no trouble with the blight last year. Maybe late in the season, like around August.
After I'd done picked all I wanted,
Yeah, never before have we ever had it get it before we actually get the first picking off.
And then these tomato plants look great, but look.
Got some more blossom end rot.
And we have throwed the gypsum, and we've never, ever since we've been using gypsum, we hadn't had that problem, but.
Yeah. So.
It's the weather.
Gypsum is calcium. And that's how we add calcium to our soil for the blossom end rot.
Look.
And this year, I think it's because of the lack of the rainfall. The fact that it's like, I guess I'm not putting enough water by them to carry that gypsum up through the plant. You know, and we just need a really good soaking rain to do that. So I'm hoping, you know, the farther up the plant you get, the better they look. But all the early tomatoes that came on these, every one of them has had blossom end rot.
Yeah, now these up here look really good.
Yeah, these look fine. So I think that gypsum's finally
those look really
kicking in and doing its job.
But any of these red ones you see?
Well, that was an early one too.
Yeah.
But then once you get past about right here, everything out through there is better. But I also wonder if it don't have something to do with the variety of tomato it is too.
Maybe. We ain't never planted those.
These are Halcinators over here, and they ain't really had it. These right here were
Mountain Merits.
Mountain Merits.
We usually plant Mountain Pride.
Yeah.
And we tried the Mountain Merits this year.
And then these are Lemon Boys?
Yes.
And the Lemon Boys have had it real bad too.
But then, let me show y'all something. Look at there.
Ain't that a pretty beauty? So that one right there is either a red snapper or a Halcinator, one of the two.
I'll probably be able to tell when I cut into it, because I don't think them red snappers' skin was quite as
tough.
Yep. Right. My little volunteer San Marzano looks sad too, don't he?
Oh yeah, the blight got it, didn't it? Mm-hmm. It made 3 tomatoes. But we've had all of this extreme heat come on, and man, everything has just suffered. Especially up here in this garden. Our tomatoes and cucumbers have suffered. Let me put it that way. We got a lot of green beans and October beans, and down across the creek, all the purple hull peas, man, all that stuff's looking good. But tomatoes and cucumbers have suffered in this heat. I believe this year here is probably the worst year we've had with blossom end rot in years.
In a while, yeah, since we messed up and planted in that horse manure that one time.
Now there's one that ain't got it, Megan.
Is it?
Yeah.
Look at there. Look at that one. Look. It's as big as my hand.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
They're splitting though.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Because they've got rain on them.
Yep. They're splitting.
Be a good job for Maggie and Jacob to come out here and pick up all these rotten tomatoes and feed them to the chickens.
Yeah, chickens would enjoy those.
That one's too far gone, ain't it?
Yeah. Even though these are on these plants that look awful, I can still use these as long as they ain't rotten. Maybe I'll fix some for supper tonight.
When?
Tonight?
Oh, I figured we might go somewhere and eat tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well.
Wow, don't sound so excited.
I'll take you up on that.
mean,
I ain't gonna turn that down.
My goodness. He was excited about that. Well, them pigs eat squash.
That's questionable. If you bust it for them, they might. They don't much like it if you just throw it in there.
So each one of these difficult years that you have, you have good years, you have bad years, but in the bad years, you really learn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so you never can be prepared for what's coming because you don't know what the weather's going to bring. You don't know how the season's going to be or anything like that. But I'd say that each year we learn something new every time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so not to say that we'll never plant another San Marzano. We'll probably plant like a handful of them because we know they produce tomatoes that...
And I love them. They're so good.
And right there is what we got off of them just now.
Off all them plants.
Yeah, off of all of this right here.
Which now there's more coming. I mean, there's a lot of green ones on the ones that are still alive, so maybe.
But we had a viewer...
But they're supposed to be a lot bigger than that, too.
Right, they are.
Yeah.
We had a viewer suggest a tomato. Was it the Shelby tomato? I don't remember either. A hybrid variety that's a paste tomato, just like the San Marzano. And I think it's in that same family as the San Marzanos. But anyways, I believe next year we're going to try that tomato and see how it does.
Because I've planted Romas in the past, too. I don't care much about Romas.
Don't care nothing for the Romas. We want to plant these type of tomatoes here. And we really like them.
Well, and the good thing is, I was looking down, in our grocery store. I was checking out the situation because I knew the tomatoes are not hitting on a whole lot. And I've still got plenty of spaghetti sauce because we were blessed with all them tomatoes last year. So I just kept on and kept on till I didn't have any more room, putting up stuff. And I've got plenty of spaghetti sauce. I've got quite a few jars left of tomato juice that I usually use, in my soup and stuff. I really want to make some more salsa, and I want to make some tomato soup. Those are my two things that if I don't make anything else, I'll be okay. And I'll be okay if I can't make salsa and tomato soup too, but it is nice to have it. That tomato soup is so good. And Jacob really enjoys the fresh vegetables and the salsa and stuff, so I try to make him some salsa so he can have that to eat on throughout the year. Which we enjoy the salsa too, don't get me wrong, but Jacob loves salsa. I think that's what I'm gonna do today. I may try to just make me a batch of salsa.
You can take the best gardener in the world and he's still gonna have struggles from one year to the next because you just never know what Mother Nature's gonna throw at you.
That's right. And so I hope that's an encouragement to all of you. Like if you're new to gardening, something ain't gonna do good. And don't let it discourage you because it happens to all of us. I mean, if your tomatoes look like this right here and it's your first year, don't give up and say, I don't have a green thumb, because it ain't no such thing as a green thumb. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Nope, it ain't no such thing. You just got, depends on how much work you want to put into it. Heck, even when you put a bunch of work into it, they still look like that right there sometimes. So
we've been growing tomatoes, well, especially me, I've been growing tomatoes for 30-some years.
Yep.
And
it just happens.
Here we are. Still, you have successes and failures.
Yep.
It's just part of it.
Don't let it get you down.
Nope.
That's the best thing you can do. Don't let it get you down. Well, I'm going to go... I'm going to try a different salsa recipe. I did the ball salsa recipes in my ball book last year. I didn't really like it. I liked it, but I have had better. Maybe that's what I should say. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go see if I can find me a different salsa recipe. And if you're anywhere near Perry Hill Farms down in Alabama and you have a chance to buy their salsa that they make and sell,
the bomb.
They make the best salsa I've ever eaten in my life.
I don't know what their secret ingredient is, but I'm telling
you it's
what.
great. So if you're anywhere down, where they at? Dothan.
Dothan, Alabama.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the name of the town. Dothan, Alabama. They go to the farmers market.
Yeah,
so
they go to farmers market. So look them up and
try their salsa if you're down there, because
oh
my gosh, it is the best. But anyways, I gotta figure out how many peppers I need.
Right. I believe my next project for today is going to be putting new bush hog blades on my bush hog here, or my rotary cutter, whatever you want to call it, brush cutter. So I've never put new blades on this one here. I bought it new back in, I don't know, it's probably been 7 or 8 years ago now, but we bought it new. And most of the bush hogging that I do is for other people, so it's kind of like a side income or whatever. I offer that service for other people and do quite a bit of it actually. Do a lot more bush hogging for other people than I do for myself. So I have got to put some new blades on this thing. Like I said, I have not put a new set on it since we bought it new. I've sharpened them several times, but they're getting to the point now where they're kind of out of balance. You can really feel some vibration and stuff in the bush hog, and they just simply don't cut as good as they used to. So I'm going to attempt to get the old blades off here and see if I can get the new ones on. You can see right there's the old blades, and they're beat up pretty bad. I'm pretty sure that one might be a little bit bent too. Then there's another one back there in the back. And I know this isn't much for in the way of safety protection, but I do have a 2x4 under the back of it here to kind of help support some of the weight of it, so that if something were to go wrong with the tractor and it fell, at least it would probably at least give me enough time to get out from under it before it actually fell. I could have something better than that there, but to be honest, chances of this actually falling are slim, but I do have just a little bit of something there just in case it were to happen. So what I have to do is turn the PTO shaft until I can see the bolts. There's one. Right there. So now I got to get my big socket and everything. I've got a 3/4 inch drive socket set here. Just got the big sockets. And y'all, I hardly ever use 3/4 inch drive stuff, but when you need it, it's nice to have. This is a very old set right here. I want to show y'all a quick comparison between the new blade and the old blade. There's your new, there's your old. What do y'all think? I think it's fair to say that I needed new blades. So I still got the other side to do. So on these, that bolt's gonna go up through there, and we don't have a lot of play in it. Like, it's nothing substantial, but still would have been nice to have new ones. Then this washer on this particular bush hog, not all of them are like this, I don't guess. But then we put that back down on there, and it's kind of like a spacer. And then we're going to stick it back up through the hole underneath. But we need to stick it back up through that hole. Those hexagonal edges there need to line back up. And it's up in there. Put the nut on the back side. I'm gonna get it screwed down as tight as I can with my hand. Then I'll come back in from the top side and tighten it up through that hole. While you're under here, it's a good time to do any cleaning out that you may need, such as that right there. You are?
Yeah. We like them stories, don't we?
Daddy did it, so that's why I tried it.
I know.
Yeah, Mom. I watched him.
I thought, now, suppose he gets hung up, what am I going to do? I didn't even take my phone with me.
Y'all can walk back, it ain't that far.
Well, you don't know how lazy I am. Well, you might be if you're at my house. I hadn't seen it yet, but there's a bear that eats my apples under my apple tree.
It is.
Yep. Anyway, that, whatchamacallin, not for Lawson, told him, tell me, be careful walking down that road going to David's. He saw a bear going down that way, weighed about 400 pounds.
Well, he most likely ain't gonna mess with you unless they got cubs. Otherwise, they'll run from you.
Not one of those red bears.
Not one of the gray bears. This is a black one, I guess. But anyway, what you gonna start with bush hogging?
I ain't. I just wanted to get it done before I unhooked it. That way it'll be ready to go
When you do bush
when I
hog.
do bush hog.
Look at the seeds you got on.
I know I should have washed it off before it got rained on, but I didn't.
How much rain did you get?
All in all, since the other day, it's 4/10 is what we had.
That's about what we had.
And I told her
But that come in 3 different showers. We had 2 tenths the first time, and then we had a 10th yesterday evening, and then we had a 10th late last night.
Last night. Well, I don't believe we had none yesterday either.
that means we have
It wasn't late last night.
We-
It was about 9 o'clock.
We had one late last night.
Oh.
It woke me up. It hit the roof so hard, but it was just a second, but it dropped enough rain. It gave us a 10th that quick.
we and that means we got a 40th.
If you say so.
Because we got 4/10.
Well, I'm going to leave y'all, and y'all just have a good afternoon. What you going to do now?
Nothing.
Nothing? Your daddy will put you to work if you don't watch it.
Ain't gonna be long. You're gonna have to start feeding. Mm-hmm.
What do you have to feed?
Chicken?
Well, you can feed them out bread.
Oh, well.
It's too old, so I figured y'all might want it.
Yeah, before I unhook this thing, I'll probably wash it off, get all that seed off of it.
Daddy, look. The tire's spinning.
Ah!
Daddy, look.
So that was my grandma. She come by to see the kids real quick. But anyways, now I've got to put on the next side here.
So I found me a salsa recipe online. So we're gonna see how it is. It's a recipe that's approved for canning. It has really good reviews. I'll be sure to link it down in the description if you want to try it yourself. So I'm gonna come down here and pick me a few peppers to go in it. It calls for bell peppers. Our bell peppers are not really doing much right now. So I'm probably gonna substitute bell peppers for banana peppers and Mad Hatter peppers. The Mad Hatters remind me a lot of bell peppers, but I think they're actually a little better. If I can find some in this jungle of pepper plants, I'll pick some of these little young ones. They'll be all right. I'll do bananas too. These are Gold Rush banana peppers, and they're huge. Actually, these could go a little longer. They're not quite as yellow as they need to be before I pick them. Get me a few jalapenos here. So the first thing I've got to do is I've got to get my tomatoes peeled So I'm gonna blanch them, and that makes the skin slip off super easy. Now, I had a lot of folks ask in my videos where you saw me working on my peaches why I don't do my peaches this way. I've tried it 2 or 3 times. Maybe it's just the variety of peaches I'm using, I don't know, but by the time I did the blanching, put them in the ice water, so on and so forth, honestly, I could have just had them peeled. So I just assume sit there and peel them, but that's just me. It's just never worked real good for me anyway. But I'm actually, the recipe don't call for it, but I'm going to roast my peppers in the oven. We're going to see. We're going to see how it turns out.
I just opened the curtains.
Okay. I want to show you something I really love about the San Marzanos too. When you blanch them like that, this skin just all but falls off. They don't really have much of a core in them either, so there's no core to fight with, which is awesome. So I'm working on getting 9 cups of tomatoes right now. I also have some garlic in there that's getting chopped up with it. It called for 8 cloves of garlic, so I've already got that in there too. Now I'm gonna grab my roasted peppers. I've already worked on scraping the skin off of them the best that I could anyway. I just wanted to try it this way because I like the taste of roasted peppers. I thought I would just see. I'm gonna add in some chopped onions, about 2.5 cups, what the recipe calls for. We're gonna go ahead and cut our heat on low. 6 teaspoons of Cannon salt. We're gonna add a cup of white vinegar. Now this particular recipe also calls for tomato paste. I don't buy tomato paste. I don't really use tomato paste, so I just do the best of what I got. And what I did was I chopped up just a few more tomatoes than what it called for, just a couple more. And, you know, to give it that volume. And I'm just going to let it cook down pretty good to make it a little thicker instead of adding the commercial tomato paste. Now it does say in that recipe the reason for the tomato paste is because it has citric acid added to it for the recipe. So I'm just going to add a little citric acid to this, maybe like a teaspoon or something. There we go. I put this in my canned tomatoes and stuff too. You can't taste it. So we're just going to let that cook. I'm going to say at least 30 minutes, maybe longer. We'll just see what it looks like.
Light working.
Was it?
Okay, on the bottom.
There we go. Put this pipe on here for some extra leverage.
What does it do? Let's hope you get it fixed, right?
Oh yeah, we gonna have it.
See your foot's on it to be fixed. Nope.
Yep. All right, now we can get back to the top side. Yeah, I'm spinning it, trying to find a nut. There it is. They spin really, really fast. All right, I have been dreading that job right there for so long, and it did not take, shoot, I bet it didn't take 15-20 minutes to do the whole thing. That went a lot better than I expected. There's the new blades. We're ready to do some bush hogging now. I'm actually, now at this point, I'm looking forward to the next bush hogging job because I can't wait to see just how good this thing mows. That's nice. I am so glad that's done. One more thing I need to do before I get this thing unhooked is clean it off. And I want to talk about that real quick. Since we're talking about maintenance on bush hogs, might as well. I see so many people leave their bush hogs sitting with a big old pile of grass or whatever on it and seeds and everything. And y'all, I guess that's fine and dandy if you don't care about your equipment. But when I buy something, most of the time I buy it to last me the rest of my life. That don't always happen, but I at least want it to last as long as possible. When you leave, especially if you leave your equipment sitting outside, make sure to get all of that off of it because that stuff holds moisture. And so if it rains, well then it's just going to sit there on top of that deck holding moisture, and then eventually it's going to cause your deck to rot out way prematurely than it should have. Now I messed up the last time I used this and I did not blow it off. Normally I'll take like a leaf blower and blow it off, but I didn't do it, and so now I've got to pay for it because I've actually got to wash it. If I'd have come through here with a leaf blower and blowed it off, that stuff would have just come right off, but now it's stuck. So we're gonna get this washed off and then put it up. Well, there it goes. That took like a total of 2 or 3 minutes to get that thing washed off.
So the salsa looks absolutely delicious. And it smells so good. I've actually put Jacob a little over in a bowl to let it cool. He's gonna be my little taste tester. This is supposed to make 6 to 7 pints by that recipe, but like I said, where I didn't put the tomato paste in it, I did let it cook actually like 45 minutes or so. So I'm probably not gonna get that much if I had to guess. We'll just see. So I ended up getting 4 pints of salsa. So that's about what I figured. That's just a consequence of not using tomato paste because it did have to cook longer. That's fine with me.
So y'all, it's got feeding time around here and everybody's running around doing what they need to be doing. And I have been hearing this popping noise all evening long. I finally walked down here to check and see what was going on. And I want y'all to see this. I thought maybe something they got on the fence and shorted it out. But it's a slug. And slugs do this all the time for some reason. Can y'all see the fire jumping? I don't believe the camera's picking that up. But there's fire jumping all the way across that thing. I got him now. It is crazy. Slug get caught on that like that. That's not the first one. It happens all the time. Candy, she still goes up in the milking station every day. Even though she ain't getting milked. I think that's her happy place.
Well, I'm planning on weaning Cookie probably in the next month or so I want her to stay in her
routine.
Yeah.
What's weaning?
Put her away from the mama.
Want me to go on for it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's inside.
Okay.
You got everything fed, your cows and stuff?
Uh-huh.
Pigs fed?
Uh-huh.
Good deal. I got it, Maggie.
Okay. Hello, Cookie. Jacob, do not try to rub Cookie.
So y'all, Maggie is determined that Cookie is going to turn into a tame pet. And that one right there is Cookie. So every evening, Maggie, what you been doing?
Come over here and see Cookie.
Well, I'm going to better get out of the way because I'm going to mess it all up.
Alright, you go show her the food.
Maggie said that Cookie's gonna be her milk cow.
Look at there.
It works good because Cookie's just like Candy. She ain't gonna fight them to eat.
She's got her mama's personality, ain't she?
Yeah, she really does.
In the black of her daddy.
Mm-hmm.
She's a beautiful cow. I hope she does get her tamed.
Yeah, huh?
She might make a good milk cow one
She
day.
ain't wild.
No, she ain't wild. She just ain't tame.
She ain't like Rose used to be.
No.
Oh man, Rose was wild as a jackrabbit.
Yeah, huh?
But Maggie sits there and talks to her and gets her used to her voice and
Eventually Maggie's doing this so she can bring her out with a rope.
Yeah, Maggie wants to eventually halter break her.
Because Maggie does got her own halter that she catches Lovey with sometimes.
How long you think of this it's going to take before she can actually get close to her?
Well, Cookie's acting a little more nervous today. It's probably because y'all were in here.
I'm sure it
She
is.
did much better yesterday. It won't be long. I don't know.
Maybe a month.
A couple weeks and hopefully you'll be able to at least put your hands on her. Well, guys, I hope y'all really enjoyed today's video. I guess we're going to wrap it up. Mr. Lawson has said that we may just go out on the town and get us something to eat and to Tractor Supply. So,
You ain't got to cook tonight.
I ain't going to turn that down. But hope y'all really enjoyed today's video. Hope you might have learned a little something. And anyways, till we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.